all, welcome to C programming tutorial. Today we will see how to write a C program to identify whether a given number is perfect or not. So before we proceed, we must understand what is meant by perfect number. So what is perfect number? Perfect number is a number whose addition of positive integer dividers is equal to the same number. Now let's consider the example number 6. So what are it? Dividers or divisors? So what are the divisors? The divisors for 6 are 1, 2 and 3. One more important point here, excluding itself. So whatever divisors we have, so excluding itself is equal to the same number. So now I have excluded 6 from this divisors. Okay, so addition is how much? 6. So original number 6 is equal to sum of its divisors. Is this clear? So 6 is called as perfect number. Now here we have to, for example, when number 6 we have taken as example, we have to find all its divisor excluding itself. That means we will go dividing that number from 1 to n minus 1. From 1 to n minus 1. So divide 6 from 1 n minus 1. So n is what? 6. So n minus 1 is 5, right? So 1, then by 2, then by 3, then by 4, then by 5. This is what we are going to do, divide, right? So we know that in for loop we can write in such a way that the value of I will go from 1 to 5, right? So we can write here for what? For I equal to what? 1, then I is less than n. So when we use less than n, that means when I will reach to n minus 1. When I will become n, the condition will become false, and then we will increase the value of I by 1. Now in this, what we have to do? We have to find whether that number is divisible by that particular I value. Now we know that when remainder of the division, what I am saying, when remainder of the division is 0, it means that the number is completely divisible. The number is completely divisible. Now completely divisible, see what I am saying, completely divisible, it means that the remainder is 0. So we will check what if what n mod I. So n mod I, we are going to get some result. So when that result is 0, then only that number is completely divisible by that particular I value. So we have to equate this result with 0. So if this condition is true, it means what? That particular n value is divisible by I. Then increase the value of I by 1, it is going to become 2. Check whether the number 6 is divisible by 2. So again find the value of remainder. When that remainder value is 0, it means that is again divisible. So we have to equate the result of this with 0. Result of this n mod I, we have to equate with 0. And when it is true, then what we have to do? We have to form the addition or sum of the divisors. तो ये जो पहला वैल्यू हमें मिलेगा, that means when n mod I equal to 0, so we are getting first divisor, right? So in that case, whatever sum we have declared, so that in that we have to add the value of I. So what we will do now? We will declare two variables as int n for accepting that number, then sum for performing addition of the divisors, okay, then I for the counter variable. Okay, now let's see the things. Now see, in n we are going to accept input from user, then I is declared, now sum is obtained, and now once the loop is done, that means what? See here, assuming that the value of n is equal to 6, user has given input as 6. So what is going to happen to the first iteration? In first iteration, see here I am putting all the iterations. Iteration number 1, the value of I is 1. So it is actually 6 mod 1. So what is 6 mod 1? 0. So this answer is 0, and now our condition is whether it is equal to 0. Answer is yes. Answer is what? Yes. So when it is yes, that means when it is true, it will execute this statement, that is sum is equal to sum plus I. So here in iteration number 1, what we are going to get? We are going to get in iteration number 1 as some value is declared as 0. So 0 plus 1. That means we will get one answer after first iteration. Now in second iteration, we will go to the second iteration here. So in second iteration, the value of I is incremented by 1. See here, we have written I plus plus. So I plus plus, so value of I will become 1 plus 1, that is 2. So whether 2 is less than 6? Yes. Condition is true. So in second iteration, it will again perform 6 mod 2. So what is 6 mod 2? Again, it is equal to 0. Compare it with 0. Yes. So what is the answer? Yes, it is true. It is true, right? Condition is true because 0 is equal to true, 0. So condition is true. So in second iteration here we will get sum is equal to sum plus I. So what is value of I? 2. What is value of sum? 1. See here, the value of sum is updated here. That is now become 1. So here it is 1 plus 2. So the answer of sum will be 3 after iteration number 2. Then iteration number 3. I value will be increased by 1. It is going to become now 3. So whether 6 mod 3 is 0? Yes. So here in 3 also we will get answer as true. And now here iteration number 3 we get sum is equal to, that is 3 plus 3. Sum is equal to sum plus I. I value is 3. So 3 plus 3, the answer we will get here as 6. Now I value will be increased by 1. So it is going to become now 4. So whether 6, that is n, is divisible by 4? No. So here at iteration number 4 we are going to get as false. So when the condition is false, this statement will not be executed. Then again I value will be increased by 1. So it is going to become now 5. So in that case again this condition is false because 6 is not completely divisible by 5. Now here the value of I will be increased by 1 and it is going to become 6. As 6 is not less than 6, it is equal to 6, right? So this condition will become false at iteration number 6 and then we will come out of the for loop. So here we have to check what if original number is equal to your sum. So now tell me, what is the value of our n? 6. What is the value of sum now? See here, after iteration 3 we got the value of sum as 6. So they are same. So when they are same, we are writing print f. What we are writing? %d. That means we have to print that number and that number is n. So that number is what? %d is perfect. This is what message we will give. And agar aisa nahi hai, if it is not like that, then in that case we will put as else it is not perfect. That is what the logic is. So let's begin. We will begin with creating a file. So I just pressed F3 and I'm giving name to the file as perfect.c. As our practice, we will include the header files. Now what we will do, let's declare the void main. Let's put both the brackets, opening and closing bracket. Please make the habit of putting opening and closing bracket together. There will be no any misplaced bracket error. Okay. So how many variables we need? Let's say we need int n to accept the number from user. Then we need I for counter variable. We need some variable for performing sum of or addition of the divisors. Okay. And initially we need to make it 0. Why? I hope everyone understood why it is. Because when we declare the variable, it has the garbage value. Okay. And we have to perform sum is equal to sum plus. That means in previous value we have to add the new, that is the divisor value. Okay. So sum should contain the 0, not the garbage one, right? So we will give message to the user. Before that we will put here CLR SCR. Okay. And now we will give message to the user. What message we will give to the user? Enter number. Now the message is given to the user. User will get the message and now we have to use scanf. So syntax of scanf, most of you are still making the mistakes in putting the syntax of scanf. It's very simple. The name of the variable in which you want to let's say save the value, then format specifier and address operator. That is what you required. Now the number is accepted from user. Now let's go for the for loop. So for I equal to 1, because we have to start division from 1. So n divided by n mod 1, n mod 2, n mod 3 up to n minus 1. That is what we are going to do. Okay, so I equal to 1, then I is less than n, that is what is very important, and then I plus, increase the value of counter variable by 1. And then what we need, when to perform the addition of divisor, addition of that I, when it is when it is divisor, when it is going to perfectly divide that n, then only. So for that purpose we have decision making statement if. So if and mod I, that result is equal to 0. If it is, then what to do? Just simply do sum is equal to sum plus add the value of I in this. That's it. That is the end of your decision making statement, as well as that is end of your for loop also, right? And then after that, once we got the final value of sum, we have to equate that sum with the n. So if n equal to sum, if it is, then print what? That number. Print %d is perfect. And if it is not, let's put the number, okay, and if it is not, then we will go in else part. Everything is done. Let's save the file with F2 and let's compile. Everything is okay. Now I forgot to write gate ch, so let me put here gate ch, then it will show us the output. So gate ch. Okay, now F2, I saved the file, control F9. Okay, so enter the number. I put 28 as input and answer is 28 is perfect. One more time I am executing the program, control F9. I'm giving input as, let's say, 12. So 12 is not the perfect number, because I know it is not a perfect number, because addition of its divisor is not equal to the same number, that is 12. Is this clear to everyone?